Hi everyone, so we're hiring and we decided it might be interesting for me to sit here and answer all your difficult questions. So let's get to it.
I'll start with an easy one. What positions are you looking to fill?
We're welcoming senior paralegals, entry-level paralegals, legal secretaries, legal interns year-round, business interns year-round, as well as marketing interns year-round, and anything you think we need. We've hired interior designers, we've hired chefs, we've hired public relations officers. There's so many things that we need at this firm, so whatever you have to bring to the table, we're all ears.
Why so many different positions? Did a lot of people leave recently? Is there some drama that you're not telling us?
Nobody's leaving. We've been very blessed. We've just been growing too fast. In the past 2-3 years, even though COVID hit, we've been aggressively growing. We usually hire 2 to 3 full-time staff every single year, but it's just not enough and we need 4 and 5. And that's why we're doing this. Because of the crazy amount of demand, we have to now open it up to this channel and see who are the other applicants. Another reason we're hiring so aggressively is because we have a lot of mothers at this firm and they're all taking maternity and we want to give them a nice maternity leave. And so because of that, we need more people to kind of fill in. Nobody's leaving, we just want to give good benefits and we're expanding.
How much are you paying?
So we try to pay a competitive salary. What is competitive? Well, that depends as much on you as it does on me, right? And so what can we do together? What kind of synergy can we create? What does the industry offer for your level of experience, your education? We kind of know, but use that as a guiding stone and let's try to aim above that. That's what it means to be competitive. So bring your best self, come up with a proposal on how we can synergize together to make this firm great.
What's it like working at Tsang Associates?
There's so much I could talk about. Wow. We're young, we're fun, we're energetic, we're focused, we work hard, we play hard, we eat a lot of communication, a lot of strategy, a lot of intellectual work, a lot of freedom to try things, a lot of mentorship to guide you to succeed, a lot of budget to win the case at all costs, putting clients first, a lot of good customer service, but probably most importantly, a lot of growth. Right? I focus on growth for all the interns, all the paralegals, all the senior account managers. I want everybody to grow as fast as possible, as much as possible, and to thrive. Because when you thrive, we thrive, and the clients thrive.
You mentioned people stay a long time. About how long do people typically stay at Tsang Associates on average?
That's a hard one. We have some people who've been here for 20 years, 25 years. We have people who are here 5 years, 10 years. Most people are lifers. A lot of interns, normally it's a 6-month internship. Some interns have stayed here for 2 years, just continuously renewing. A lot of the interns became full-time staff and then stayed for 3-4 years. So if you want to say an average, 2, 3, 5 years.
How many employees stay after hours to complete their work?
I don't know, I don't track, I don't require them, I don't demand them. They don't demand it amongst each other. The clients don't require them to do it. If they do it on their own volition because they're responsible and they want to get it done, but it's really not often.
What qualities does a good employee have and what qualities does a bad employee have?
I think a positive attitude and being good at communicating and your ability to learn, you're teachable. That is important across the board, whether you're a senior paralegal or you are an intern on the first day. If you're not willing to learn, if you're not humble and you're not willing to be passionate about your craft, then it's really hard for you to do and to excel. You have to be very adaptive and very curious, insightful, and you're fun to work with. So that's, no big deal. What's a bad employee? Wow, certain faces come to mind. Well, I think it depends on different situations. I generally believe that everybody has their strong points, right? So if you pass through the internship interview, generally there's gotta be some strong points that you have. And so if we position you well enough, we can help you grow. I guess the person who is a bad employee is somebody who's dishonest, who has bad integrity, who's disruptive, who's argumentative, and it's just not clear. And no matter what we try to do, it's just a bad fit. That is probably the bad employee because no matter what we do, try to help them grow. If they're not willing to grow, they don't want to be here, then why are you here, right? So, but that's rarely ever come up, right? There's people who don't work well with one department, then we just change it and move it to another department, and they were able to thrive, right? There's people who talk too much, and we put them with somebody who also likes to talk a lot, and bam, a lot of cases get done just by talking. That's crazy, but it happens. There's people who want to be in a corner and just focus on what they want to do. Great, we can set up multiple corners for people who want to just be quiet and introverts. That's all doable.
Tell me about a time where you made a mistake, where you managed someone poorly.
Wow, this is totally reverse interview. Okay, all right, let's do this. Mistake on management. Me. Too much, too soon, too fast is my mistake. I generally err on the side of challenging people and giving them a lot more responsibility than they think they can handle, challenging them to grow. I firmly believe in the maxim. People will rise to the level of expectation that you give them. So challenge them to become great, and they usually become great. But there is also a point where you need to check in. And so I gave too much, too fast, and without the long check-in. And so this person did too much, encountered too much, and made mistakes, and they suffered from it. And then of course the company had to suffer for it, right? Because their mistake is my mistake and the firm's mistake.
How did you move forward in that situation?
So I was able to identify a key area where they're just not comfortable, or it was just way too much. So I was able to scale back and challenge them in other areas. So in this instance, I was challenging them to do like 4 pretty difficult tasks in their role, all at the same time. They've been with us for many years now, so I had the confidence that they could do it, but 4 was just a little bit too much given everything else that's going on at the firm and in their life at that time. So I scaled back to just 2. I took the other 2 things away. I was able to do it, and then I had somebody else help them with that.
How do you make people feel comfortable or safe approaching you if they have an issue?
So this can't be a policy. It has to be a feeling, right? And so when I come to the office, when I leave the office, when I see them, I try to always have an interaction where they know I'm there for them. If they need anything, they can ask. And whatever they do ask, I make the point to actually solve it. The AC broke. Okay, I know it now. I'm going to immediately solve it, get it fixed the next day. Whatever problems that they trust me with, I will solve it immediately. It could be something small, it could be something large, but I need to continuously do that for everyone, just so that they know, okay, every time I tell Joseph something, it gets fixed, and I can trust them with my personal things, right? People are not going to just immediately open up with their biggest problems and dump it on you, unless they're a client and they pay for it. But if it's not clients, if it's people who you're working with, there's usually a little bit of intimidation. So whatever problems that people tell me, that's my primary job, to make them feel safe. So it could be something small, but it's still very important for me to get it done immediately.
How did you protect and nurture your employees during the COVID-19 pandemic?
We try to be very flexible to everyone. Some people wanted to be remote. Well, then we made it remote possible. We had a whole team of people just pack up bags and move out of the country because the office was not safe, California was not safe, the US was not safe. Bam, moved to Asia. The entire team. We made it possible. And it turned out to be a good decision. Some people needed to be in the office to stick to the same routine, to be next to the same environment, to have some consistency when the whole world seemed to be burning down. We created different siloed offices to help them through that. We didn't fire anybody. Everybody stayed on the job. They had that consistency and the knowledge. It was, to me, it was a forced sabbatical. That's something to pray for, right? And so now we got to really innovate and really think through, well, how can we do things better? And so we spent a couple months doing that, and eventually cases picked up and we were able to thrive. So really allowing everyone to know that they're in a safe place, that their talents are still valued, and that they can still continue to grow, that the world is their oyster as long as we keep on trying hard to service the people who need us.
What's your work from home policy?
The people who can do it and thrive at it and enjoy it, then great. Go ahead and do it. You make up the policy. If you can make it work and you can make it beneficial to the people working with you, then great. My conviction, my intuition is that the best work from home policy is it's a mix, right? Some people need more work from home, some people need less, some people might want extended periods all together in one block so they can travel and work in different states and countries. Some people never want to leave the office because of all the perks and benefits that's provided here. So everybody has a different circumstance in their life. As long as you can make sense of your job and your duties, and you can make the firm better, and you can service the clients, and you can help lead the team continuously, you can make it work. I don't know if I can make everything work, but I trust you to make it work.
What perks do you offer?
I mean, we have the basics, right? The 401k, the PTO, health insurance, holiday. I think those are the biggest perks. Some things that we do a little bit unusual for law firms. We have a lot of company meals together, celebrating and training, always eating together. We have a lot of snacks, we have a lot of drinks. We're always striving to make the work environment better. So more interior design, more plants, different things to make working here at the office more enjoyable, or working remotely more enjoyable, having home offices away from home type things. But I think the biggest perk is when you join this firm, you join this family, and you become an integral part of this living, breathing organism that as we develop and evolve. I remember when the firm was only like 2 or 3 people, right? And then eventually growing to over 40. And so everybody who's here working together, we've adapted to each person's strength and each person's weakness. So the firm's bonus policy is very generous in the sense that for the people who are core part of this family, this team, when the firm makes money, well then everybody gets a little nicer bonus during Christmas.
To some people, being a family company means they treat you like dirt, pay you like crap, and if you complain, you're out and completely ostracized. What does being a family firm mean to you?
Well, that's a really bad family. I mean, if you have that impression, I really suggest a family therapy, right? I mean, because not all families should be like that. So just so you know, families could be a very enjoyable place. What does a family firm mean to me? Well, it means trust. It means that people can rely on each other. It means that when you have a problem, you can share that with somebody. They will help you out. If you get into legal trouble, well, we're a law firm. We can help you out. If you want to start a company, well, we help companies start companies all the time. We can help you with business plans. We can encourage your growth. The thing about the family is that we all want each other to grow. We might have different personalities. We might not get along all the time. And that's okay, as long as we stick to helping each other out. And so that's what I firmly believe in. The interns that come in, we want to build you up as much as possible so that when you graduate, when you go to other firms, that you will thrive and you will be a star at that organization. We'll write you letter recs, we will recommend you. And if you are a paralegal joining the firm, a lot of the paralegals who've come through our program, they eventually work at USCIS, they work at CBP, they work in the consulates. Well, great. Now, all the things that you've learned from the private practice side, now you can use it in the dark side, or vice versa. It's that firm belief that in this momentary life of ours, we've crossed paths, maybe for just a few months or a few years or maybe 20 years. In that short period of time, were we able to help each other grow and thrive.
How do you deal with an employee that you might personally dislike, but they're a good worker? Asking for a friend.
Well, I don't dislike anyone. Well, no, be professional, and there's common things that you guys could both work on. It's not all on one-sided, right? I'm sure there's places that I need to improve on as well, and I'm sure not everybody likes me, so it's okay. We can still have a good company without needing everybody to like each other. It's okay. Just be professional. We work together on the things that we have a common shared goal, and then when we don't have to like live with each other, right? And so we have different offices, so it should be doable.
What are your strengths as a manager?
My strength is definitely strategy and mentorship. I've built this firm and everything that's good about it right now based on those two strengths. I'm a visionary. I like to try different things. I like to experiment and find interesting ideas and implement them. So a lot of things at this firm is very unique because constantly testing and trying different things out.
What about your weakness as a manager?
I believe a really good leader should be really good at a lot of things. And if they're not good at it, they are able to quickly find somebody with that skill set to support them. I don't think I have enough of that expertise being super well-rounded, right? I'm trained as a lawyer. I end up having to practice management and be a leader, which is not something you're taught in law school. I studied philosophy and I aspired to be a scholar, and now I'm doing creative YouTube videos. And so I don't think I have that breadth of experience that I would like to have to be the ultimate leader. So unfortunately, people just have to live with the kind of leader that I am, and I will try to be better. But yeah.
How do you handle disagreements within the firm?
I firmly believe that in a firm, it is not a democracy. So we don't need a vote. With that being said, every opinion is very critical. So when we have to make a major decision, everybody discusses it at length. Point, counterpoint, arguments, things to consider. Like everybody pitches in because it affects everybody's life. Everybody's bonus is at stake. Everybody's livelihood is at stake. So how are we going to grow together? Everybody shares their opinion, and I try to do my best to understand everything and make a judgment. And if it's wrong, then I own to it, right? So I take the full responsibility when there's judgment that's made. And if it succeeds, great, everybody shares in that. If it's wrong, then it's my liability.
What is success at the company?
It's different for every single season and to every individual. There are some managers here that want as much money as possible. Great. So success is measured by how much revenue they're able to generate for themselves, for the company. Other people measure their own personal growth. They were able to do 5 cases, 5 different case types. They want to do 15. Great, let's try to do that. Some people measure by how many people they can lead. Before they can only lead half an intern, like 20 hours a week. Now they're able to hire 3 full-time staff underneath them, and they're able to be a leader. Then that's great. I like to experiment and try new things and learn new things. So I measure the success at the end of the year by, well, how many crazy cases and success stories did we win? These are the things we're gonna remember. We're not gonna remember, 2017, our ROI, our revenue was X, Y, and Z. That's really boring. But we can remember 2017, we did these 5 cases and we won an appeal with the appellate court. That's awesome.
How do I know if I'm doing a good job or a bad job?
Oh, you'll know. You'll know. If you are doing a bad job, when you hand it in, it will be immediately ripped apart and handed back to you so you can redo it, right? We challenge each person to strive to be their best. If you are truly working your best and then you get feedback, then you can grow. Because we can only elevate from your best, right? But if you just do a half-assed job and then you hand it in and then we give you a whole bunch of critique, well, it wasn't your best, so you're not actually growing. So it's okay if you're getting a lot of correction as long as you're doing your best and we're able to elevate you. So the next time you do the case, it will be a lot better. If you're doing a great job, well then you will be growing a lot, and then the amount of cases you're doing continues to grow. And it also depends on what department you're in, right? If you're in the marketing department, you're not really doing cases, so maybe it's a different skill set that you're doing. Maybe you're handling different social media accounts. Maybe you're doing more creative filming, right? And script writing. So everybody is in a different place. You have to let us know what you value, how you want to grow. Usually I ask the interns, or I ask everybody this: here's your resume now. What do you want your resume to look like a year from now? What do you want to put on there that will be really awesome? Let's put that in there right now, and let's aim to help you achieve that.
Where can we apply, and what should we expect of the application process?
You'll start by emailing our firm your resume and a short description on why you want to work here. We're not looking for fluff, we're just looking for a quality, thoughtful process. You checked out our website, you looked at our social media accounts, you see what we do, and why are you interested in working here? Just like how you would tell your friend, right? Hey, I found this firm, I really like to work there, and then explain why. And then one of our teammates will reach out to you, we'll schedule an interview, we might schedule a field day for you to come in and actually try practicing here for a day and to see if you really enjoy the atmosphere, because in an interview is as much as we are interviewing you as you are interviewing us. If this is a safe environment that you feel like you can grow. And then if everything is good, then we kind of plan it out. And if you are accepted, then we kind of find which team you'll be working with. And then we'll go ahead and get started that way. All right, that's it. Well, if you are interested in applying, feel free to reach out to us. Would love to talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.